Film by Oscar-winning director Danny Boyle has left some audiences feeling rather faint because it tells the story in graphic detail of mountaineer Aron Ralston, who was forced to amputate his own arm after becoming trapped in a canyon. Our showbiz correspondent Lisa Dowd reports.
Aron Ralston's ordeal is already well known. He's the climber who got trapped and had to amputate his arm to save his life. Now his story has been given the Hollywood treatment by Danny Boyle, his first film since the Oscar success of Slumdog Millionaire.
Again, it's a struggle against incredible odds, which is sort of the Slumdog story, but this is very different. This is a guy who gets trapped by a boulder in a very remote area of Utah and has to go through an amazing journey before he can release himself, personal journey, like emotional journey, before he can do something very drastic to release himself from what is a certain death.
All right. Now all you gotta remember is that everything will be okay.
After a bit of flirting, it all gets lonely. The film's called 127 hours, the amount of time Ralston, played by James Franco, manages to survive before taking his drastic action. Audiences aren't spared the graphic scenes, some have fainted, but Franco says it's because they care.
Part of it is that it's true, and part of it is because of an audience's overall relationship with the character. It's very different than a horror film where those characters are expendable and an audience detaches. The audience really gets on board with this character in a different way, so in fact I think they almost want that scene.
Ralston says the real event was a mental as much as a physical challenge.
I was smiling. I mean, quite literally, as absurd as that might be, that when I broke the bones of my arm and I realized, I'm going to get out of here, it was that I'm not going to die here.
The guidebook says that the route's through here, but I know a better way.
The film's out in the UK in January, by which time we'll have a better idea of whether Danny Boyle might repeat his Oscar success. Lisa Dowd, Sky News, Leicester Square.